You see, while everyone was getting lost in the disco beats and those gorgeous music videos, the real story? It wasn't happening on the charts. No, it was happening on the balance sheets. This isn't really a story about an artist anymore. It's about the blueprint, the architecture of a modern dynasty.
All right, so let's get right into it. To most people, this just looked like a comeback single, right? A hot new record. But if you're one of the insiders, if you're someone who actually follows the money, you saw something totally different. You saw a masterstroke, a calculated pivot away from the old, tired rules of superstardom and into something, well, something much, much more powerful, and definitely far more profitable. And that really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? How on earth did the boy from a small bakery in Cheshire build a massive $280 million empire while the rest of us were just, listening to the music? How did he end up owning a piece of a £365 million arena? Trust me, the answer isn't hidden in the album's liner notes. It's buried deep in a business strategy so incredibly bold, it's literally rewriting what a pop star can even be. All right, Section 1, the 2026 Blitz. Every empire needs a huge declaration of power. And for Harry Styles, that moment came in early 2026. Make no mistake, this wasn't just him dropping a new album. This was a perfectly synchronized, multi-platform global takeover, all designed to do one thing: command absolute attention. I mean, just look at the sheer efficiency of this whole operation. The album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, drops on March 6th. The lead single, Aperture, had already been out since January, and bam, it debuts at #1 in both the US and the UK. But here's the kicker, the launch event, a huge one-night-only concert, not just anywhere, but at Manchester's Co-op Live. Why is that important? Because it's an arena he personally invested in. You see, this isn't just promoting music, this is textbook vertical integration. But here's the thing, that whole album launch, that was just the opening act. The real genius, the part that has the whole industry buzzing, is the business model that came next. This is where the old rulebook gets completely shredded. Let's talk about the Residency gambit. And this right here, this is the whole game. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things, old power. That's the grueling, soul-crushing world tour, insanely high costs, a logistical nightmare, and it just burns out the artist. But on the right, that's the new power, the strategic residency. Suddenly travel costs are slashed. He's not just visiting a city, he's creating a fan destination. He's maximizing every last dollar from every city. Yeah, he said it makes for a better show for fans, and I'm sure it does, but from a business perspective, it makes for a much better balance sheet. Now, don't for a second think this is a small-scale thing. No way. This is a full-on global takeover, just done smarter. We're talking major international hubs. Amsterdam in May, London in June, São Paulo in July, Mexico City in August, then a huge run in New York, and finishing up the year in Australia. He's not going to the world anymore, he's making the world come to him. And the absolute jewel in the crown of this whole gambit was New York. 30. Just let that number sink in for a second. 30 shows at Madison Square Garden. That's not a tour stop, folks. That is basically setting up a corporate headquarters for 3 months straight in the media capital of the world. And get this, these were the only US dates he played all year. It's an absolutely unprecedented power play. Of course, any modern empire worth its salt isn't built on just one thing. The music, the stage, that's just the storefront. Behind it, you've got the real machinery. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the other pillars of this empire, the truly diversified portfolio of high-value assets he's been securing. And every single one of these is a calculated, strategic acquisition. Take Pleasing. It's not just a beauty brand. It's a savvy move into the billion-dollar wellness space, and it just expanded into sexual wellness, products that sold out in minutes. Then there's his Co-op Live investment. He literally profits from the infrastructure he performs in. But Erskine Records, that's the holy grail. That means he owns his master recordings, giving him total control and securing dynastic wealth for decades. And that's all before we even get to his lucrative Gucci deal or the reported $2.5 million upfront for his film roles. And then there's the rumor. Now, the whispers coming out of Hollywood on this are just getting louder and louder. We're talking about a rumored $100 million multi-film deal to play Eros in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, if that actually happens, we're talking about an income stream from acting that could rival his music profits. A whole other massive pillar for the empire. Okay, so we've seen the strategy, we've seen the assets, we've heard the rumors. But what does it all actually add up to? It's time to put a hard number on this empire.
let's get into the valuation of this absolute titan. $280 million. And that, my friends, is a conservative estimate of his net worth. That number right there, that's what transforms him from a pop star into a genuine mogul. It puts him in a completely elite tier of entertainers, people who have managed to transcend their industry and build a true financial dynasty.
So how is that fortune actually put together? Because it's not just a big pile of cash, it's a carefully structured, resilient portfolio. Let's start with touring. His last tour, Love on Tour, grossed a staggering $617.3 million. His brand ventures, like Pleasing and Gucci, are bringing in multi-millions every single year. His music catalog? That's the gift that keeps on giving, a steady, long-term income stream. And his Co-op Live investment gives him a real, tangible stake in the very business of live entertainment. It's a machine, and it's built to last.
But, every great empire has a creation myth. There's always a human story beating at its core. And for this new chapter of the Harry Styles empire, the story isn't really about power or money or stadiums. Believe it or not, it's about loneliness. You see, he said, and I'm quoting him here, "The song to me is actually quite a lonely song. I watched my 3 closest friends get married. I was like, I'm single, so I'm having all the fun. And American Girls is actually about watching them. So while everyone thought it was about some high-profile romance, it was really a diary entry. It's about seeing something his friends had that all his global success just couldn't buy. It's the very real human cost behind all that dynastic wealth." And that right there, that is the ultimate contrast. Because while millions of fans were having this deeply emotional connection to the song, decoding the lyrics, feeling that intimacy, the mogul behind the artist was busy executing a cold, hard, absolutely brilliant business strategy. The artist creates the feeling, the CEO figures out how to monetize that feeling on a global scale. So that brings us to our final section, the new superstar blueprints. Because what we're really looking at here isn't just one guy's incredible success story. No, this is a case study. This is very possibly the new blueprint for how you build a true entertainment empire in the 21st century. So here it is, the mogul playbook broken down into 4 essential steps. Number 1, consolidate power. That means owning your own masters, like he does with Erskine Records. Number 2, build infrastructure. Don't just rent the venues, invest in them. Number 3, create the destination. Stop the grueling tours and make the world come to your high-value residencies. And finally, number 4, diversify revenue. Launch brands that are an authentic extension of who you are, like Pleasing. It's basically a masterclass in modern capitalism. And so the Harry Styles empire really forces us all to ask a huge, fundamental question. As more and more artists start looking at this model, who wouldn't want less burnout, more control, and way smarter revenue? Are we actually witnessing the end of the world tour as we know it? Is the destination residency the new gold standard for superstardom? Well, that is the $280 million question he is forcing the entire music industry to answer.
Thanks for watching Media GenX. If you liked this story, show some love with a like, subscribe for future updates, and share it around. Until the next headline.